All right. So we died. I died. We lost miserably.
Yeah. It was coming.
So we can talk about a couple different things about how we thought about it. So I guess first, Alex, what did you think of it as your first playthrough of the game?
I thought it was really good. I mean, despite the fact that we lost.
That was really hard. I don't know.
That was super
It was hard. It was hard to know what was
It did
important.
say difficulty 4 or 5.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, the other
I'm
one
not
I played was
surprised we
difficulty
lost.
2.
yeah, right.
I'm not disappointed that we lost. I think the plot was a little bit weak because I didn't know why we were doing any of this. I guess maybe I missed something in the story. I don't know.
I think in general, Innsmouth, like, because in the other games, at least they have what's called the Innsmouth book, where like a lot of people from this town are like secretly like descendants of the Deep Ones, and they can be taken over at any time.
Gotcha.
So I think the idea was like that had started to happen, and we had gotten here doing this investigation of the Marsh family, but then we got like from the very beginning, it was like
People be freaking
everyone's
out.
coming to get you. So I think it was just sort of like that was the situation.
Yeah, I was gonna say we arrived in town, nothing happened, and suddenly it's like freak out time.
Yeah.
Anyway, but otherwise, I thought it was like pretty good. Like I like the dynamic of having the app telling us what to do instead of one of us needing to be the DM.
Yeah.
Because I would participate, but then it still slowly unveils what the next things are going to be. And I also like how the game progressively pushes you towards the end game.
Yeah, I felt like the horror checks were getting more and more difficult.
They were getting more and more
Yeah.
difficult, and I think every time it only did it the first time and the second time, but when the riot or the mob or whatever it was,
Yeah.
the Innsmouth mob rebooted, it gave us a little bit more of a nudge
Yeah.
to go in the right direction. It reminded us, hey, you gotta get to that bell tower.
Mhm. Right. It was. Unfortunately, I thought that some of the clues were not clear enough. Like when we got to that end screen, it was like, "Here's your objective: ring the bell in the tower." And I'm like, that was not a clear objective before.
It was
I
before
don't
it just
think.
said ring the bell.
Ring the bell. So then it was like, we
Which
need
I
to
think
find
is
a
good
bell.
though. I think that's a good thing because then you don't know where
Because
the
the
bell
guy
is.
from
On the boat,
on
he's
the
not
boat.
going to know where the bell is.
Yeah, it just seemed weird to me that they're like, well, clearly it's in a tower, and I'm like, I didn't know that. Like, where did that come from?
Well, we also chose to ignore
Yeah, we
this
did.
site token
Which
for
definitely.
I think
10 turns.
Definitely was a
searching
problem.
out the map is super important.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah. I also think that we didn't engage the monsters right away. We did a lot of kind of...
We killed that first one right away.
We did, and I think that helped quite a bit because the monsters didn't actually spawn that frequently.
Yeah.
So allowing
But-
them to kind of attack us and run. We spent half our turn, every single turn, running
from
away.
them. But I wonder if they would spawn more frequently.
If we killed them with kind of like Descent, whereas like there's almost
Yeah.
a constant
Yeah.
I don't know.
kind of mass of monsters. If we don't know, we didn't do it that way.
See, so
if
to
you've
me,
played this before,
yeah. I guess we'll find out. To me,
us
it
know.
seems like you were upset at how difficult it was, and to
Yeah.
me, it felt more like the other one felt like we were right on the verge, but it kind of felt like we could do whatever we wanted, and like it was the introductory scenario, so that makes sense. But it kind of felt like we could do whatever we wanted, and I never felt in that much danger of stuff, being wrong. And I was like, oh,
I
okay,
think
we got it, it's
they-
fine, and it was really small. To me, this makes me want to play it again and go, oh, it's really difficult. Okay, maybe we can get it now.
I think the thing that upset me about this one was that I felt like I wasted half my turns. I feel like half my turns were, oh, we think that it might be important for me to go over there, so I'm going to walk around this way. Oh, never mind, it's important to come over, so I'm going to come back. So I feel like half my turns I didn't do anything.
you were revealing the map.
I wasn't revealing the map, though.
Yeah.
I was just going, do.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
like,
Well, you went up there and you revealed this part of the map,
yeah. At the beginning, I did that, yeah.
and then you ended.
Once I came out of the store.
And then you revealed this, or you revealed that secret, but then you couldn't do anything. And then we had to wait for Alex to go over there because he had.
Yes.
Because the door was kind
Right.
of dead end.
And once I came out of the store, I felt like I hardly did anything. And I didn't really...
You
I
did
didn't
spend a
like
lot of
that.
time just kind of going
Yeah,
like this.
exactly.
That's true.
So that's why I think I got more frustrated.
And I think that's partially our fault because you should have
Yes.
just gone and searched over there.
Yeah.
Like,
It's
true,
we
you
were
should have
too
just
worried.
I
continued.
should have just
True.
continued around. Yeah. I think I thought at the time, if I walk out there, there's going to be more riots spawning in my face. And I wasn't ready for that. I didn't realize that they were only going to have the one, and then it would separate.
Oh yeah,
at
but
some
that's
point.
part of the story. To me, that's interesting. It's just like, oh man, this game had us so freaked out we didn't even want to explore
It's
the
true.
map.
I should have risked it. Like, clearly exploring the map is really necessary.
Yeah, I think that's something we're learning is like
So,
exploring everything is super important.
The other thing that made me upset is that we didn't know what was going on with this door, so we kept
We
coming
focused
back
on the door so
much. We kept coming back to try to open it, and then being like, "Oh, we can't do that. Never mind." So I wasted like 3 turns doing
There was
that.
a little
don't
bit of a
think-
hint at the beginning of the game too, because our key said number 1 on it.
Yes,
That's true.
So
and
we should have
picked
waited
up
and
on
we
that.
should have picked up on that to know that the key to open that room will say number 2 on it.
Yeah.
We didn't.
It is a little frustrating that the keys didn't come out in an order, like a logical order. So, like, in order to open this door over here, we needed a key that was over here, and in order to
This one
open
didn't
this
need a
door,
key. This one didn't
oh,
need
we
a key.
didn't.
No, that was him
So what is
hiding.
the old key for?
The old key we never figured
I
out.
think the old key is probably for something over here.
The brass, the old keys are for the shack.
This is the brass key.
No, that's
The brass
No.
key
No.
is for.
Yeah, I think the brass key is for this.
Yeah, the brass key is for this. And we never even figured out what the key is for the...
Yeah, we never found the silver key.
Presumably it's
which is
over-
for
it's
this.
one of
Presumably it's one of those.
Yeah. So,
And we will never know.
we won't.
Oh.
Unless we play it again.
Right.
And that's one of the
And the map ends up being the same, which I kind of hope it wouldn't be.
And that's one of the interesting kind of things about this. So we play Time Stories with Alex as well. And in Time Stories, it's like, no matter how badly you do, really, unless you do something really crazy, you can always try it again. And you always get the full story. And you can always figure out all the little things. The problem with this, though, is I felt like this is about a little bit what we had with First Edition, is where we were like, oh man, if only we had done this one thing. Like, apparently we need to explore the map more.
Right, that
We
is a
need to get
little
to
bit
the
of a
things.
gap here. We don't even know what it was that we didn't do that we needed to do.
Yeah. But the problem is, like, if we play it
Yeah.
again, we're going to kind of know what the stuff is, and maybe the second one will be fun, but then, like...
Right. But it's also long. Like, it's
Yeah.
really long to sit through something like this and then at the end be
Go,
like,
I guess we have to play
I
the
guess
same
I have to
scenario
play
again.
it again, and I missed half the stuff.
Yeah.
Like, that's
But yeah, but that's
frustrating
the flip
on
side
its
of the
own.
coin, right? Like, if it was... Like, now you get more replayability out of it, at least, right?
Yeah, but I don't like feeling like I wasted 2 hours, which is kind of the way that I feel right now. Like, I feel like, oh, we did all this stuff wrong.
I think you're looking at it the wrong way. To me, like, it was an adventure, and, like, just because we lost doesn't make it bad, in my opinion. But we
No,
differ on
I
that a
just
little bit.
feel unfulfilled. Like, you can lose and still walk away feeling fulfilled. And instead, I felt like we lost this game about halfway through the game.
And
we
it was
spent-
just kind of an
and it was just
exercise
kind
in
of-
futility to continue.
Exactly. So, like, I got frustrated from that.
See, I at least
sense.
felt like for the majority of it, I'm like, oh, maybe if we find the thing here, we can
And maybe
race out and do it.
maybe it's because I spent the second half of the game going.
Yeah,
that could very well be it.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, I spent most of my turn just like firing a spell, injuring myself, and not doing anything. So
I was frustrated that I opened a door and broke my leg.
Yeah, that just didn't.
It didn't make sense to me.
Didn't check
but
out.
try to kick it open. And,
apparently, I tried to kick the door in that was already ajar.
Yeah, make a lot of sense.
Anyway,
any other thoughts on Mansions of Madness?
no,
Ghost
I thought it was
Edition?
good. Wouldn't mind playing another scenario or the same scenario. I don't have any problem with that. Maybe like 6 months from now, if I could get the sentence out.
When you don't
When I don't quite
as
remember
much.
exactly all the details, because this was fairly complex.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So remembering exactly where everything's at and how the order to do things in.
So the
gonna
thing
be a
is, I
challenge.
think when you play it again, it's the same basic concept, but I think it uses different tiles and lays the map out differently.
Does
You
it?
think so?
Did you log in with an account? Does it know?
I think it's just random, so it might randomly be the same, but I'm not
Because
sure
it
exactly
looks
how
like
it
all the
does.
tiles that we're using are second edition tiles. I don't know if that makes it random or not, but I was kind of hoping that we would be able to include some of the first edition stuff. Oh, maybe the first edition tiles aren't being used until they release the scenarios that are coming with the first edition.
I don't know.
The expansion for second edition.
Certainly possible. But I mean, like, maybe not tomorrow, but I would be happy to play this same scenario again next week, just to like try to figure it out and see how well we can do it.
But interesting.
So that's awesome. Anything else we want to mention? All right. Well, in that case, we will let you guys go. Let us know what you thought of this, all the things we did wrong.
Apparently there were a lot.
What anything you want us to do next? If you'd like us to play another game of this or a different game or whatever else. And until next time, I am Adam.
Stephanie,
And Alex.
Here's something like the gamer.
second edition.
No. Second edition.